Let me say a pleasant good morning to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good morning to our football family. Good morning to you who are listening live on the different social media platforms, on the radio. I'd like to welcome everybody to our press conference. More so, I would like to welcome and introduce the head table. To my far left is the Director of Sports, Mr. Nelson Hillocks. He's also the chair of our local organizing committee, and he's also the chair of our sub task force COVID committee that has been in preparation for a number of months to get the national team ready for their engagement. To his right is the Minister of Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, the Honorable Frederick Stevenson. To his right is our first Vice President, who's in charge of finance, Utashi Spring. He is also the president of the Northeast Football League, and he is also the owner and the manager of SV Club. To his right is our esteemed president, Carl Dixon. I am sitting next to him, though I'm here, and I am your General Secretary, Devron E. Poyer. And to my right is our second Vice President. He's in charge of technical matters, Wayne Grant, followed by our Technical Director, Keith Oliver. And on the behalf of the President, I would like to welcome you to this press conference. And at this time, without further ado, I would introduce and welcome to the podium President Carl Dixon.
Thank you very much, General Secretary Devron E. Poyer. Protocol already established at the head table. I too would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to our live proceeding. This is extended to our listeners and viewers across the globe. Thank you for taking time out to share with us this morning. Now, when the executive arm of the Svgff came to office in November of 2019, we did so with a promise to deliver clear and precise leadership to the organization based on a 10-point plan of action. But I'm pleased to say that just over a year later, we have reconfirmed our commitment to you, the stakeholders of football. And one of the ways we have done that is by developing a comprehensive 5-year strategic plan, which is aimed to guide and sustain the sport across the nation. A fundamental pillar of our commitment is the enrichment of the Vinci Heat brand to evoke greater national pride. Historically, our national representative teams have always been the standard bearers of the organization, and that holds true today. These standards are best exemplified by the attitudes, skills, and the effort of our players and management when they are on tour of duty across the globe. We at the executive level are of the conviction that when a person looks good and feels good about themselves, they are 90% inclined to achieve success and will give their very best effort. Today's event is designed to achieve a twofold objective. We want to demonstrate in a tangible way that the executive arm of the SVGFF is delivering on our promise to enrich the brand we celebrate as Vinci Heat. Secondly, we want to celebrate our players and create a fresh new feeling at all levels of national representation, which would include our gender-based teams and all age group categories, from under 15 to the senior level. Today's event signals that we have revived a spirit. We have rebranded our team, and we are ready to engage the world. Without any further delay, it is my extreme pleasure to unveil to you today an arrangement that we have put in place with major sponsor for our national teams, of which we have 8.
SVgff Sports is proud to announce a new partnership with the SVGFF. With a multi-year agreement in place, SVgff Sports will become the official and exclusive uniform and apparel supplier for the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation. We are extremely excited to partner with the SVGFF. This partnership will continue our growth in the Caribbean region. When designing the custom kit for the national team, we captured the passion the country has for the game in the vibrant designs. Our performance-driven fabrics will also provide comfort and style for the SVGFF athletes on and off the field. The relationship will not be solely focused on the national team programs but also the development in youth programs throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. SVgff is a staunch supporter of grassroots soccer and will partner with the SVGFF with their vision of youth development. About us.
SVgff has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for 45 years. Founded in 1975 by Jill Menzel, SVgff has always been a family-owned and operated business. With the help of her younger sister, Rosa Curtis, Jill transformed SVgff into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Today we have over 500 employees and continue to grow and expand on.
Thank you very much. This sponsorship arrangement will run for 2 years, and I'm pleased to announce that sponsorship value of this arrangement just over US $75,000, EC $202,000. To the Vinci Heat brand that we expect to extend to our folks in the diaspora and proud Vincentians across the globe, is designed in a way to make us feel good about the product that we're sending out and to make us feel a sense of euphoria when we see the team travel across the globe as well. So we have rebranded. Soon you'll be able to take a look at items that we would have procured under this particular arrangement. There will be training kits in various colors, hotel wear, game day tops, pennies or bibs as we come to know them in various colors. There are game kits, tracksuits, polos for travel, etc. Our supporters' shirts are in transit, so a little patience should be exercised at this moment. The teams will also be provided with carry-on, pull-on suitcases when they're traveling. And I'd like to remind you that this particular engagement transcends throughout all our national teams, which is a feat that has never been completed before by any executive. We do hope that you, as a nation, are equally as proud of this achievement, and we look forward to your continued support. We would invite you to examine the kits at the back and engage our traveling contingent who are represented today by the team manager, team captain, and the team coach. Vincy Heat is revived, it's rebranded, and we are ready to take on the world. Thank you.
Thank you, President Dixon. And now we would have a video launching the sponsorship with SCORE. And at the same time, while we have that video, I would like to have the manager, the head coach, and the captain, while you turn your attention to the launch of our official kit. Thank you. We're pleased to have this partnership with SCORE, the executive staff, players, and I'm sure all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be thrilled. Today we're not just launching the senior men's kit, we're launching kits across all of the various national teams from the under 15, 17, 20, as was mentioned by the president. But about me this morning, it's about the agreement and the arrangement that we have with SCORE and the Football Federation, but more so our traveling delegation to Curacao. And it gives me pleasure to invite Kendale Mercury, our head coach, Renson Haynes, our manager, and our team captain, Cornelius Stewart, to take their seats. I think I would start with the manager. He would just give you a few remarks, followed by the captain, and we'd end with the head coach, and we would continue the presentation from there.
Pleasant good day, members of the Svgff, dignitaries at the head table, Vincy Heat, fans, supporters, lovers, nationalists of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, media team, and other affiliates. A pleasant good day. I myself, Mr. Renson Haynes, as the manager, interim manager for Vincy Heat, I just want to warmly welcome you all to the branding and introduction of our World Cup qualification, introductory squad, and other releases. I just want you all to know, with my assurance, with the captain and the head coach's assurance that we're going to promise you all that we're going to go out there and we are going to represent, and we are going to represent well. With such an awesome sponsorship and branding, I can assure you that we are pledged to be equal to the task with regards to our efforts and showing national pride. Thanks, we love you all, and we are promising to give you good, great, and awesome performance from the Vinci Heat this day going forward. Thank you.
Pleasant good morning to everyone. I'm the Vinci Heat captain at the moment. This is a good feeling for the players, coming from the players. Normally we always travel like disorganized, and this is a wonderful job by the Football Federation. For the players, this brings us confident, make the players feel like professionals, and this is a really, really good feeling. I want to commend Football Federation once again for this wonderful, wonderful job. And for the players' perspective, this will be a good boost for the confidence for the players, and I'm happy to lead these players down in Curacao, and I'm assure you that we're going to come with the result that we went down there for.
Mr. President, good morning to everyone. With protocol already being established, so just adopt that. Basically, I want to commend the Svgff and its stakeholders for this moment. I'm a short speaker. I said last year to executive members during our Nation League campaign and to the present president and past president at the time, I will not be traveling with Vinci Heat if we were to look the way we looked last year. Kept their promise and they have delivered. So off the field, they have done their job. So our job now is to deliver on the field. Mostly, I know the media will have questions, so when you're ready, I'll probably take back my seat and take questions later. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. We're now open the floor for questions to the team delegation, and I just give them this mic so they could stay there and give their responses. No questions? Mr. Thomas? Tess?
Good morning, everybody. Rohan Thomas, freelance journalist. To Mr. Mercury, it is your first World Cup campaign in terms of, I shouldn't say first World Cup campaign, but this is a major step for you based on your past experiences. How is this, the preparation, how are the preparations different from, say, UEFA and Nations League for your team?
Thank you. Well, it is my first sojourn as a head coach for a World Cup qualifiers. So you are correct. The difference is the World Cup is the highest competition for football for any nation in the world. So it brings more pride, more added pressure, to be honest. And quite frankly, for me, as an individual, more joy. So the preparations in terms of how we do things didn't really differ. It's the same things we are doing, but one have to consider as a team what we didn't do so well last time in the Nation League. So how do we better that going into Curacao? So, for example, we use a bit of spill as an example. The Dominican game that we lost. How do we now go into a game where we know we absolutely need a result to go to the next round and complete the job? So those are some of the things we have considered and prepared the team for.
Additionally, you're going into Curacao, you're going to play a team that is higher ranked than you. We don't have we played Curacao already. That was back in 2014. How big is the occasion for the players? Many of them, I guess, will be first-timers. How big is the occasion and how mentally are they prepared for such a sojourn?
I think the captain is here and it'll be better to hear it directly from a player. If you don't mind, I could give you my perspective as well. So I'll let him speak first, then I will add.
When I came a little bit late, but when I came to camp, the vibes is there that I felt in Nation League. And for me, I was a little bit skeptical about the younger players coming in. But when I see the maturity of the young players, it was shocking to see, and it's commendable to see also. And for the senior players who was there, I think they give them a little bit of maturity and show them what to do and what not to do. And I think the biggest update, biggest surprise for me is how well they learn, how well they're willing to learn, and how hungry they is. And for me, that was great to see. And I think they were capable of doing the job down in Curacao. I'm confident in the guys that they're going to capable of doing the job.
To add, it was a bit of a struggle for us, I want to say us staff-wise, technically, because as you know, Curacao now have a renowned coach, Mr. Hiddick, who has been to World Cups, win Champions League, coach at Chelsea, Madrid. So we expect a high quality game, a game at the highest quality from the opposition. I expect a tactical battle, which we have been trying to prepare the players for. Honestly, Vincent and players are not that tactically inclined. So it's been some ups and downs, but I think we're at a place where the players understand enough to negate the opposition while posing our threat. As I said, the difficult part for me and my staff is we couldn't get, and not couldn't, we haven't got any material on the new coach. So we're going into Curacao basically based on past data from the old coach, Mr. Bettencourt. So all the games that we've looked at, scout, breakdown, is Curacao from the past coach. What I had to do as an individual using my little tactical and smart knowledge is scout Mr. Hiddick, coaching at different teams, so at Chelsea, at I think Japan, and some different areas to pick up what kind of pattern he uses in his game. He's Dutch, so expect a 4-3-3 fluid game, switching up play, those kind of things. Once our players could play, stay tactically disciplined, there are some areas that we have identified where we will hurt them. And as you know, we can't reveal that here, so it's a live. So.
And I think my last question to you, Mr. Mercury. You're going in just a few days before your first game. What is the thinking behind that, given the fact that the other regional teams have gone in a week, 2 weeks ahead? What is the thinking behind St. Vincent and Grenadines going in only just 2 days before the game?
Well, competition rules states you can go in 2 days before. Basically, if you go in, if you want to go earlier, you know that we have to pick up a bill ourselves. That's one. Two, during this pandemic, it's kind of difficult handling logistics. We actually wanted to go into Curacao earlier and player friendly, because there are other groups that are being, using Curacao to play their games, because Curacao don't have any COVID-19 restriction except for a negative PCR test. So Antigua played BVI yesterday, which was a
we wanted to have a game with Antigua, but we couldn't make it happen because of all of the logistics. So basically, it's logistics reason why we're not going in early.
Could realize I've been calling for new look kit, and I'm very impressed with the presentation this morning. That's all I really want to say.
Thank you, Mr. Davo. If no more questions at this time, I'd pass back to Coach Mercury. I think he is now going to announce the traveling delegation to Curacao.
Good day again. So I'll basically announce the squad as in the 23 players that would be taking part in the games in Curacao. 21 of those players are locally on the ground. One player has already been in Curacao for about a week now, and another player will be joining him, meeting us very soon. So we have, I'm not going to, it's just random. Kamal Bess from Bakery United, Javin Sutherland from System 3. We have Nigel, what's his son? Charles. He's newer, so I just sink in the first name. Charles from Chelsea. Christian Johnny from System 3. Captain Carney in Stroud. We have Renson Sears from System 3. He is also a U17 player. Ryan Villox, LAFC, also a U17 player. We have Azino Salamano, System 3. Zidane Sam, Jubels FC. We have Kyle Edwards, is one of the overseas based players. Jas Stowe, a goalkeeper from York and Hill. Hakeem Williams is one of the overseas based players in Antigua from Grenade. Cortland Williams, that he was Predators. Java Adin, Pashas. Earl Hector, Avenues United. Terrace and Joseph, Jebels FC. Dwayne Sandy, Glenside. Dariel Chance, goalkeeper, Leeward Predators, and Chevron McLean is an overseas based player in England from Belariki Town. DL Spring is already in Poland. He's playing in Poland. He's already in Curacao. We got him there early because he has to acclimatize. And then Olex Anderson would join up with us shortly. So that's the 23-man squad. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Mercury. I would like to add to what he just said that the team is due to travel tomorrow at 10, and they are leaving with One Caribbean. One Caribbean is officially the travel company for the Football Federation. We've started this arrangement last year. We've continued it this year, so we must say thanks, and we appreciate what they would have done for us. So they're taking us to Curacao on the 23rd, and we are returning on the 31st of March. Our first game is on the 25th against Curacao at 6 p.m. And our second match is on Thursday the 30th against BVI. That would be considered as our home game on the 30th. That again is at 6 p.m. At some point today, we would release to all of the media houses the official traveling delegation and all the other necessary data and information that you should have. At this time, I'd like to invite Minister Stevenson to the podium to bring us brief remarks. And before he leaves, we have a token of our appreciation for him, which would be given to him by President Dixon.
Very pleasant good morning to everyone, to the leadership of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, the management and staff and the players, the persons from the local media who are here this morning carrying the coverage of this ceremony, and to the entire Vincentian populace at home and abroad who are listening to this football event. Let me first of all congratulate the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation on this sponsorship deal with the new personnels who are rebranding our national team. I want to thank the sponsors very much for the kind support that they've given to St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Ministry of Sports will continue the long tradition of working diligently with the Football Federation here. Over the years, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation have had concessions granted by the Cabinet of Ministers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the Football Federation. We are in the process of finalizing an agreement to light 2 playing fields in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Camden Park playing field and the London playing field, and some extra lighting would be given to the Victoria Park to ensure that as part of the continued development of football and sport here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have an alternative playing field so that we can have matches in the evenings so that we'd improve the lightings with the Football Federation at Victoria Park. What is holding the agreement up a little is the lease arrangements with for the Brighton site. And the Attorney General's chambers is in the process of ensuring that the necessaries, there's some shortcomings in the old lease, which wasn't, as Dixon and I have spoken to, which were not properly done. And so the Attorney General's chambers is ensuring that the boundaries and the required boundaries are in place. And as soon as that is done, we would have the formal agreement being signed so that the work on the lightings of these 3 facilities will go ahead as planned. I want to say to the players and the management, when you go overseas in the name of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you are representing everybody, the entire nation state of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So you have to carry your best with you. You have to be on your best behavior at all times because you're carrying the nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines wherever you go to play. I want to encourage you to play the best that you can in order for St. Vincent and the Grenadines in terms of football to be lifted to a higher level. I want to hear you beat all the teams when you go down there, and remember that the entire nation of ours will be behind you. So again, let me congratulate the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, your president and the executive, and to say that the government will continue to work with the Football Federation here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines as we lift St. Vincent and the Grenadines higher, and we lift the sport of football to a higher level, to the next level. I would love to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines, hopefully one of these days, being in the finals of a World Cup. That is my dream, and I'm sure that is a dream of every Vincentian. So once again, as you travel tomorrow, I wish for you the very best and continued success in the name of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much, and may God bless us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I'd like to present to Minister as a token of our appreciation, symbolic replica of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines new kit outfit. This one might be a little challenging for him, so when the actual supplies come in later on in or early in the next month, we will present him with his actual fit. So I'd like to thank you for all the support that you have been given to the Football Federation and the urgency with which you treat matters relating to football.
We are wrapping up, just two more speakers. I know one of them is going to be very short because he's not a politician. I would like to welcome the Director of Sport, Mr. Hillocks, and the Chair of our LOC and Task Force to bring brief remarks. Followed by which our Vice President for Spring would do a presentation to him, and then we would have the vote of thanks by Technical VP Wayne Grant.
Thank you, Brother GS, Minister Stevenson, President Dixon and his team, Captain Stewart, Manager Haynes, and Head Coach Mercury, the media, members of staff at Sporting Morning. This, in my capacity as the chair of the LOC and the task force, and said I'm humble and I'm proud and happy to be working along with the development of football and SVGFF and President Dixon and his team. And I'm humbled by the continued support that they give for us to undertake our work. It was a small committee, and really and truly we had some long hours of working. And I want to say thanks to Dr. Peters, Mr. Stoddard, Assistant Director of NEMO, Brother Wayne Grant, VP, and GS Poya. The 5 of us, we met some long, hard hours, and we did what we have to do to ensure that our team will be going out and do their best. I want to say congratulations to the interim manager, who has a big shoe to fill, falling upon Brother Rohan Thomas Jr. I know he has a lot of work to do, and in these trying times, his work will be extra hard, because when I got a document in January from Vice President Grant, with 143 pages of FIFA's demands, and we had to study that document from cover to cover. And I know there's a lot of work here on the manager, the players, and the team. And I want to thank the national team, these youngsters, for the sacrifice they have made for the last month or so. They were out there away from their loved ones at camp in lockdown style. and they really made a sacrifice, and they have shown highest level of discipline. They were there, they were ready, they were prepared to take they were there to take instructions. And if one thing I'm guaranteed, that those guys of about 24, 25 guys around there, they have shown a certain love for St. Vincent and the Grenadines that we cannot question. I sincerely want to say thanks to them for that sacrifice that they made. And to wish all the best to the team. And on a personal note, I happen to be the supervisor of Mr. Cortland Harpy Williams. And I want to congratulate him. He's been an employee at the Division of Sports. He's a coach. He does a lot of work in the Morocco area. I want to congratulate him on making the team and to wish him all the best. And I do hope he made the final 11 and hold on the midfield like a general. So Mr. Colin Williams, congratulations and all the best to the rest of the team. I do wish we have a safe journey to Curacao and back with the grace of God. I also want to say thanks to the management team, to the doctors, the nurses, everyone who will be making the sacrifice. Because when they are back on next week, Wednesday or so, they have to go into 14 days of lockdown. So you know those sacrifices are not easy. So as the chair of this committee, I really want to say thanks to you all again and wish you all the best. And I know we will be getting some positive results. Thank you and all the best.
Good morning. You know, at times you wonder if Mr. Hillock is the director of football and then other sports. The man who might have maybe visited the Football Federation as a sporting discipline more than any other sport in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So Mr. Hillock, we know for sure, love football and football loves him as well. And in expressing our gratitude for the camaraderie where the sporting discipline is of a concern, I want to give you this symbolic token. So it's souvenir of our new kit. You're one of the first to have along with the thing's nice. So on behalf of the Football Federation again, thank you.
Protocol has already been established. Let me say good morning to everyone. It's a privilege to have been asked to present a vote of thanks for this occasion. On behalf of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation and other stakeholders, which we can call the fraternity of football, I would like to extend gratitude to Score Sports, making a dream become a reality. What we witness today is the end product of years of service and dedication by a small committee comprised of Mr. Poyer, General Secretary, Mr. Olivier, Technical Director, Mr. Atnell Douglas, committee member, and myself, Wayne Grant, Vice President. This committee of gentlemen started the journey which we saw an end today. To this committee, I say thank you. No dream can become a reality without the input of others,
Adding ingredients to this dream is the executive committee and staff of the SVGFF, led by Mr. Dixon, our president. To this, my brothers and sisters, I say thank you. I must also say thanks to Mr. Selwyn De Freitas. My apologies, Mr. Selwyn De Silva, Diane Shipping, National Sports Council, Cabinet, our marketing committee, our marketing rep, Mr. Ryan Thomas, STV Online, all media houses, and also special thanks going out to our COVID task force and our local organizing committee. To all, I must say, it was great pleasure in seeing a dream come true. I must end by saying, with a dream, one must not give up. One must always seek and keep fighting. And that we did, and today we're seeing fruits from our hard labor. To everyone, I say thank you.
Thank you very much, VP Wayne. At this time, because the gentlemen, they have been vaccinated and they're in a bubble, I would ask them to excuse us, please, first, before we dismiss. So, thank you, Coach Mercury, Mr. Stewart, and Mr. Haynes. We have to minimize all forms of contact with the gentlemen. And feel free to examine our uniforms and our stuff. They're at my table, the table to my right. So we'd remove the covering so you could have close-up shots and pics, and if you want pics of the national team. But thank you for coming, and do have a blessed day.